Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best way to voice your diminished seventh chord as passing chords. Okay, so instead of just playing your diminished seventh chord like this before you move to your target chord, you can modify it using this simple technique. Beautiful. So we are in the key of F major. Now let's do a brief preview about the diminished seventh chord. Okay, quickly. So there are only 3 diminished seventh chord among the 12 keys. The rest are just inversions of themselves. So we have C diminished seventh, D flat diminished seventh, D diminished seventh, and that's just it. If we move up, E flat diminished seventh is an inversion of the C diminished seventh. Okay, you take the C and you put it here. It's an inversion of the C diminished seventh. If we move up to E diminished seventh, it's the same thing as the D flat diminished seventh we played, but just an inversion of it. Again, vice versa, right? If we move up again to F diminished seventh, it's the same thing as the D diminished seventh we played earlier, just an inversion of it. Okay, you take the D, put it here. Okay. G flat diminished seventh, it's the same thing as the E flat diminished seventh and as C diminished seventh, just inversions. Move up, G diminished seventh is the same thing as E diminished seventh and D flat diminished seventh, just inversions. Okay. A flat diminished seventh, same thing as F diminished seventh and as D diminished seventh, just inversions. Okay, and that's just it. So you're just 3 diminished. So when you learn the inversions or a diminished sevenths, you've learned the diminished seventh in 4 keys. So if you are lazy like me, this is why we love the diminished sevenths. Now the secret of using this diminished seventh as passing chords is quite simple. So if you have a target chord, which is basically any minor or any major chord, right? As we have the 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor. The 7 is not a target chord because it is a diminished chord, and diminished chords are not target chord, they are passing chords. So whatever major or minor chord that you want to target, you want to pass to, you can use the diminished seventh chord, and it's very easy to target this. So let's say you want to pass to B flat major. You can locate the root and go down a semitone. So if I go down a semitone from B flat, it's going to be A. If I make a diminished seventh from that, that serves me as the diminished seventh that passes to the B flat major. Okay, you can go up, but you have to go a whole tone. So if you go up a whole tone from B flats, you get to C. And if you form a diminished seventh, that is the right diminished seventh that targets that B flat major chord. Now you see that A diminished seventh and C diminished seventh is the same chord. Okay, but either ways, this is how you target the chord. Just one more example. Let's say you want to target A minor. Okay, so this is A. Go a half step below, a semitone below. You form a diminished seventh, so A flat diminished seventh that passes to A minor. Or you go a whole tone from A, which is the root. B, you form a diminished seventh. That diminished seventh passes you to that A minor. Okay, and you see that the A flat diminished seventh and the B diminished seventh, the same diminished seventh, just inversions. Okay, now it is important that you have practiced your diminished seventh and their inversions so that you can know where the notes are and know where the chords are. Very important. You want to be able to get this in your muscle memory. So a lot of ways you can practice. You can practice just by inverting. That's 4 keys. Next diminished seventh chord. That's another 4 keys, so 8 keys. The next diminished seventh chord. We're done with all the 12 keys. Yeah, I know. A lot of people say learning the 12 keys is difficult, but learning the diminished seventh chord on all 12 keys is not difficult, so you have no excuse. So you can practice it that way. All right, now let's get into the lesson proper. Before we do, there are 2 things you must note. First is that we're going to be using the harmonic minor scale for this diminished seventh chord. Now, there are other scales we can use, but just for this video, we're going to focus on the harmonic minor scale alone. The second thing you ought to note is that we're going to be playing this diminished seventh in block chord style, as this technique will only work if you're playing in block chord style. I will explain these 2 points as we move along. Now, let's say we want to pass to the 2 in the key of F. We use this diminished seventh chord, whatever inversion. And now you note I'm playing in block chord style. I'm playing that diminished seventh in block chord style, where my bottom and my top note are the same. I just cover up with the rest of the notes for the chord. Okay? E flat, E flat, G flat, G flat, they're the same. Block chord style, that's what it means. So we use this to go past the 2, right? So let's take a song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. But yeah, that's diminished seventh, whatever inversion you use, as it passing to the 2. Now, for this diminished seventh, we're going to be using the G harmonic minor scale. You should know this. If you don't know this, then you don't know your scales. But for a test, let me know in the comments why we are using the G harmonic minor scale for this particular diminished seventh chord. Anyways, this is the scale we're going to be using for this diminished seventh chord, okay? If we use other diminished seventh chord, the scale is going to change. And mind you, we're in the key of F. So, according to this scale, what we are going to do is, if I take an inversion of the diminished seventh, I'm going to move my bottom note and my top note up to the next note of the scale. Okay? This is why the scale is important, so that you don't miss the note. Now, of course, you can use your ear, because I don't think, oh, what is the scale? I use my ear to know what the next note is going to be like. That's if you've trained your ear, okay? Anyways, I'm going to move this C and C, okay? Because I'm taking this particular inversion of that diminished seventh chord that takes me to the 2. I'm going to move the C to D, because that is the next note following that G harmonic minor scale. So it's going to be, see how I got it? I can, and you're just playing this in the middle. Okay. Okay. You can do this for the rest of the inversions of that diminished seventh chord. So, for example, another example actually, we take this inversion of the diminished seventh chord. Now, the next note is not B, because if you look at the G harmonic minor scale, there is no B. The next note from A, which is the bottom and top notes, is B flat following the G harmonic minor scale. So that means we're going to do, you see that? So I'm just taking the bottom note and the top notes, because again, we are playing in block chord style. Remember I told you this technique won't work if you are not playing in block chord style. Did I get that right? Anyways, whatever. So we're taking the bottom and the top notes up to the next note of the scale. In this case, the G harmonic minor scale. We're gonna do this. Yeah. Okay. We can do the same thing for this diminished seventh. Okay, this inversion. So that means we're going to be taking the bottom note and the top note up the next note following the G harmonic minor scale, which is going to be G, obviously. This one is obvious, so we're going to be doing, you see that? Okay, so we have O. Okay, Now, you know when you play your diminished seventh and you kind of like inverts, you can do the same thing for this. So you can do, I did for this, for this, for this, and I could just keep going, but again, you have to mind your time. So I'm just using that technique with the block chord style in the inversions. I mean, it's simple, even though there's so many things involved here. Let's try the song Trust and Obey. So trust and obey, there is no other way to be happy in Jesus. Yeah, so that. You must not do the whole phrase. I'm just trying to show you an example. You can just do this. And not only can you do this for diminished sevenths, I'm talking about the technique. That stuff I did here is the same technique, but not with the diminished sevenths. I'll talk about that on my website. So if you're on my website, you definitely get that very, very soon. Okay. Anyways, let's try one more song for this. Let's say, oh, be lifted above other God. We bring a crown and worship you. So I just did this. Now you can use this technique for every diminished seventh chord. It doesn't matter where you're passing to, it works wonders. Let's take the song I Surrender. We'll do the later part. So unto thee, my Lamb, Savior, so to thee, my blessed Savior. Because I had the idea of going to, you should know that this diminished acts as a source. Diminished source or something like that. I don't know what they call this, the technical name for it, but you should know like church, right? To get you to that one, but here we are doing a 5/1. Okay, so this is the diminished seventh chord. So I take the bass and the top notes. See, I can do because this diminished seventh chord, same diminished seventh chord but different inversion. So I'm gonna take the bottom and the top notes up and bring it back. So, and I can just continue maybe with this. Okay, let's see if I have enough time there. I'm gonna try this. So to thee, my blessed Savior. Yes. Okay. Let's try the other diminished seventh chord. So this works again anywhere you want to pass to. So this again, we're still in the key of F. Okay, so let's pass to the sixth. Okay, so let's say we are doing a song You Are Alpha. And Omega, we worship you, Lord. You are to be praised. We give you. So what I did, we give you. This is the diminished chord I want to play, passing to that sixth. And I'm taking the bottom and the top notes up the scale. Okay. So, and of course you can do that. This diminished 7 chord, same thing like this. I just take the bottom and the top note. I think I'm repeating myself a lot. You can do the same thing here. So if you have this diminished 7 chord, take this here. Even other uses, right? Because this diminished 7 chord can also serve as a passing to the 2. Okay, I'm going to make a full tutorial for this on my site this week. I'm showing you all the whole possibilities, because there's a lot of possibilities to talk about. But yeah, anyways, you can try. Look at that. Passing to the 6th. Okay.